Welcome to Lesson 12, Distributing Expressions. So, in your workbook, under Lesson 12, you're going to write, today I will model and write equivalent expressions using the distributive property. So this is something that you've heard me talk about. I've been started talking about it, I think, in Lesson 10. So today we are going to learn more about distributive property. So on page S55, you will see your opening exercise, and the first one says, create a model to show 2 times 5. Basically, that means you're going to create a tape diagram that represents 2 times 5. So I have a box that equals to 5. I'm going to add another box to that equals 5 as well, and that shows me 2 times 5. So I have 2 sets of 5. Now it says create a model to show 2 times b. Okay, now we have a variable, and that can be any number, right? The b can be any number. And I'm just going to have a box that represents b and another box that represents b. That's 2 times b, or 2b. Okay, we're still on S55, example 1. Write an expression that is equivalent to 2 times a plus b. 2 times the sum of a plus b. Now, if you want to, you can pause this video and you can come up with this. Think about the examples that we just had on your previous slides. This example, you have been given the factored form of the expression. Factored means we've factored out the 2, right? We've removed the 2, but we know that we're going to multiply the a plus the sum plus b by 2. Okay, and to answer this question, we can create a model to represent 2 times a plus b. So let's start by creating. We'll do this one step at a time. We're going to start by creating a model to represent a plus b. Okay, so here is what a plus b looks like. Now we're going to tell the expression 2 times a plus b tells us that we have 2 of the a plus b's. So we're now going to create a model that shows 2 groups of a plus b. And this was what that looks like. So we had this part first, a plus b. We just added another one exactly like it, because we're doing 2 times it, right? Now, how many a's and how many b's do you see in the diagram? I'm sure you can answer this, and I'm sure that you came up with that there are 2 a's and 2 b's. Write an expression that is equivalent to 2 times a plus b. So how would the model look if we group together the a's and then group together the b's? Okay, you put those 2 a's together and you put the b's together. This is what that looks like. It's 2 times a and an a, and 2 times b and a b and a b. Here. What expression could we write to represent the new diagram? Remember, we want to get the sum of all these boxes, right? We already have 2a up here and 2b. So to write that as an expression would be 2a plus 2b. Write an expression that is equivalent to 2 times a plus b. So what conclusion can we draw from the models about the equivalent expressions? We can now see that 2 times the sum of a plus b is the same as 2a plus 2b. Right? We just rearrange the boxes, and that's part of addition, correct? You can rearrange your numbers around and it'll still add up to the same amount. So now we're going to replace a with 3 and b with 4. So wherever you see an a, you write in a 3. Wherever you see a 4, you write in a 4. But remember, this is still multiplication. So now you can't just stick in a 3 there and say, oh, that's 23, and stick a 4 there and say that's 24. No, you're still multiplying it, okay? So keeping that in mind, we have 2 times a plus b. We put 3 and a 4. Remember, PEMDAS, you do what's in the parentheses first. So 3 plus 4 is 7, so 2 times 7 is 14. Over here, 2 times A plus 2 times B, 2 times 3 in the parentheses, so to show multiplication, plus 2 times 4. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, 6 plus 8 is 14. Lo and behold, they both come up with the same sum. What happens if we double A plus B? Okay, so we double A and we double B. Okay, so it would be 2 times A plus 2 times B. That's basically what that means. The expression 2 times the sum of A plus B tells us that we have 2 of the A plus B's. Create a model that shows 2 groups of A plus B. And this is what that looks like, right? We have our A plus B and another A plus B. How many A's and how many B's do you see in the diagram? Okay, there are 2 A's and there are 2 B's, right? One here and one here, one here and one here. How can now? Moving on to example 2. We're on page S56. Write an expression that is equivalent to double 3x plus 4y. How can we rewrite double 3x plus 4y? So think about it. Double is the same as times 2. So double is the same as multiplying by 2. So to double it, you would 2 times 3x plus 4y, or 6x plus 8y. Some of you, now look at this really carefully. What do you see? How did we get the 6x plus 8y? Okay, we multiplied this 2 times 3 and then 2 times 4. So that's why we came up with 6x plus 8y. This is the distributive property. You distributed that 2 to 3x and you distributed it to 4y. Is this expression in factored form, expanded form, or neither? New terms to learn here. Factored form, expanded form, or neither. The first expression here, this is the factored form. Okay, we've factored out the 2. We've taken it out, so that's why it's outside the parentheses. The second expression is expanded form. We've put that 2 in and we've expanded this term, so that's why this here is bigger than, seemingly bigger than this. Sorry, this is bigger than this because you've expanded this 2 and included it into this expression. Let's start this problem the same way that we started the first example. So what should we do? Okay, so we have 3x plus 4y. First step is we can make a model of 3x plus 4y, and this is what this looks like, 3x. How can we change the model to show 2 times 3x plus 4y? You guys should be experts by now, and you're like, oh, Ms. Caldwell, we just draw those boxes 2 times. Exactly. So you have 3x plus 4y, and here's another 3x plus 4y. Write an expression that is equivalent to double 3x plus 4y. Once again, you've done this before. So are there terms that we can combine in this example? Sorry. Yes, right? We can combine the 3x's. 3x here and a 3x there, and that equals to 6x. 4y here and a 4y here, and that equals to 8y. So yes, there are 6x's and 8y's. So the model is showing 6x plus 8y. Remember, in the tape diagram, you are just adding it, and that's why you got 3x plus 3x equals 6x. 4y plus 4y equals 8y. Sorry. What is an equivalent expression that we can use to represent 2 times the sum of 3x plus 4y? 2 times 3x plus 4y is the same as 6x plus 8y. This is also the same as 2 times 3x plus 2 times 4y, right? Because we saw 2 3x's here and we saw 2 4y's. All these 3 are the same. Summarize how you would solve this question with a model. Okay, think about it. If you want to pause here and think about it and write your answer, please do so. So To summarize it, when there's a number outside the parentheses, I would multiply it by all the terms on the inside of the parentheses. Okay? So whenever you see this number outside the parentheses, you multiply it to everything that you see inside the parentheses. That's why it's called the distributive property. Okay, same here. You see this number outside the parentheses, you multiply it to what's inside. Outside, multiply it to what's inside. Okay, write on example 3, page S57. Write an expression in expanded form that is equivalent to the model below. What factored expression is represented in the model? So you see how you have the y on the outside, then you have the 4x plus 5. This 4x plus 5 represent this inside the box. So we would write this y on the outside of parentheses, y times the sum of 4x plus 5. Okay, pretty simple, right? How can we rewrite this expression in expanded form? Remember, expanded form means you are now distributing the y to what's inside your parentheses. And this looks like y times 4x plus y times 5, which gives us 4x y plus 5y. Remember, the number comes first, and then then you write your variables in alphabetical order, and that's why that comes out to 4x plus y plus 5y. Almost there, guys. Example 4. Write an expression in expanded form that is equivalent to 3 times the sum of 7d plus 4e. Remember, you're going to multiply the 3 to 7d and then plus 3 times the 4e. We multiply 3 times 7d and 3 times 4e. So we would get 21d plus 4e. 3 times 7d is 21d. 3 times 4e is 12e. So 3 times the sum of 7d plus 4e is the same as 21d plus 12e. You made it. Your next steps is to solve exercises 1 through 8 by yourself or with a partner. When you're done, get an exit ticket. Your homework, if you're not able to finish it during class, would be to answer the problem set questions. Do your work, guys. The more work you do, the more practice you get, the more you are going to master this skill. So exercises 1 through 8, if you need help, please write your name on the board. Let me know if you have any questions. Until next lesson, see you guys.